Hi, everybody. It's Pastor Robin again, and it is December 3rd. So we are on day 3 of our Jesse tree ornament making and storytelling. Today, the story is the story of Noah and the ark. And so you'll find on your ornament a picture of an ark floating on the water and a rainbow, which reminds us of God's promise. And we're going to get to that in a minute. So, after God created the whole world and after Adam and Eve gave in to temptation and couldn't even follow the one rule God had made, and after their children and their grandchildren and their great-grandchildren and generations had grown up and filled the whole world, people were not good at following God, and they were not good at getting along with each other. And, at one point, God just said, I'm sorry I even made them. And so he decided he was just going to destroy the earth, they start over again. But then he remembered that there was one good man, and his name was Noah. And so for the sake of Noah, he would save Noah and his wife and his children and their wives and at least one pair of every animal on the earth. And we talk about them going in 2 by 2, but if you read in the Bible, it actually says for the edible animals, they went 7 pairs at a time so they would have something to eat too. So God gave Noah this instructions to build this gigantic ark. It was like bigger than a football stadium. And he was supposed to make it out of really good wood and coat it on the outside with tar so the water wouldn't seep in, and build rooms inside of it so that each animal could have their own space, like you do in a barn. And that when the water was ready to pour down, the animals would come into the ark and they would live when the rest of the world got drowned. So Noah spent a very long time building this ark. I mean, that's a pretty big project. And people around him, I'm sure, thought he was absolutely crazy because he's building this gigantic boat and there's not even an ocean nearby. He's just building on dry land. But he said, God told me to do this, so he did. And finally, the day came when the ark was done, and God caused all the animals to come to Noah, and he loaded them up on the ark, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, and 7 pairs for the edible animals. And it started to rain. And it rained, and it rained, and it rained. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights, which, by the way, when you read 40 days and 40 nights in the Bible, it means a really long time. It rained and rained and rained some more. And then finally, the rain stopped. But there was still water everywhere. The ark was still floating, and you couldn't even see a mountaintop because everything was flooded. And so after a few days, God sent a dove out to go see if it could find somewhere to land. And the dove came back. It couldn't find anywhere to land. So Noah waited a while longer, and he sent out a dove again. And that time the dove came back with a branch of an olive tree in its mouth. So then Noah knew there was somewhere to land. And so he followed the bird and went, and they landed on the top of Mount Ararat. And the ark was there on top of the mountain, and as the water receded, Noah and his wife and his sons and their wives and all the animals were able to come out of the ark and be back on dry land. And I bet they were very glad because that's a long time to be in a boat. And God said to Noah, I want you to be fruitful and multiply. May your children have children and their children have children. And I'm going to make a promise to you and your family. I want you to build a place for you to offer an offering to me called an altar, which is basically a big stone circle. Think like a fire pit, only bigger. Build an altar and offer a sacrifice, and I'm going to give you a sign to remember that I promise never to drown the whole world again. And so God put a rainbow in the sky to remind people that even when it's raining, He is not going to let the whole world drown. And so that's what happened. Noah and his family lived on the mountain. All the animals found new homes. They offered sacrifice of thanksgiving to God. And every time it rained, after the rain was clearing, you would see a rainbow. Have you ever seen rainbows? I bet you have. They're beautiful. And there's scientific reasons why they're beautiful. That's how the light reflects through the water droplets in the clouds. But science or not, man, they're just impressive. And I think God uses scientific reasons to give us things that are really cool anyway. So the next time you see a rainbow, just remember God has promised that He is not going to ever give up on us, and that He will not bring a flood to destroy the whole world ever, ever again. That's something important to remember. So, thanks for joining me this evening, and enjoy your ornament making. And if you get a chance and you want to post pictures of your ornaments on our Facebook pages, I would love to see them. And tomorrow I will be back with another Bible story time. Have a great day. Bye.